FICampus organised an event in Brussels about the guidance for Member States on the selection of bodies implementing financial instruments under the European Structural and Investment Funds, which has recently been published by the European Commission.
Today's event, I think, is very important for us because financial instruments have proven their role as efficient and effective deployment mode to reach the objectives of cohesion policy. And the setup of financial instruments and the selection of financial intermediaries is a very, very important part of that, which in a way, so to say, guides the way of a successful instrument. So today's event will explain a guidance note produced by the European Commission on how the Public Procurement Directive can be implemented, what are the possibilities, what are the implications, and also what are possible exceptions which may help Member States to really to set up their financial instruments.
European Commission experts highlighted the reasons why and when managing authorities need to use public procurement for selecting bodies implementing financial instruments.
So the message that we were keen on passing today is first that public procurement rules have to apply to the selection of financial intermediaries. And why is that so? Because we have to be sure that there is no undue benefit to a private operator, and also that competition is not distorted. And also because competition is key to performance. So basically, if the selection is made on a competitive basis, we can be sure that the performer will be the best possible in the interest of the citizens. The other aspect is that we are nonetheless offering a toolbox. So we are not prescribing anyway. There are many different routes that are available to the managing authorities. It's for them to make their decisions. Direct award is possible in certain circumstances, but in that case, of course, the applicable rules will have to be complied with.
Detailed information was presented to the audience of managing authorities and financial institutions about the options that are available to them for selecting bodies to implement financial instruments.
Well, the guidance note on the selection of bodies implementing financial instruments is about the clarification of the rules applicable to the selection. So it explains that the selection must be done according to public procurement rules and principles. At the same time, it highlights the exceptions to those rules, which allow member states, managing authorities, intermediate bodies to entrust tasks of implementation of financial instruments to the EIB, the EIF, IFIs, but also to public contracting authorities in their member states through this cooperation between public authorities, which is allowed in the new Public Procurement Directive. We believe it is useful in order to avoid irregularities down the road, which could lead to financial corrections. That's the main reason why the guidance is useful for managing authorities.
The event's mix of information sessions, discussion fora and networking opportunities proved to be useful for the participants at this FICampus seminar, who came from all over the EU and included representatives from each of the European Structural and Investment Funds.
I'm representing Estonian Ministry of Rural Affairs, who is actually managing authority for EMFF, European Marine and Fisheries Fund. And nowadays we are in a stage where we are looking for a body who can implement a financial instrument. So it's we are in a stage where we are trying to begin with public procurement. And yesterday, for me personally, it was kind of foggy what we should do next, and today's event gave to me a very clear view what we should do next. And today's we had also very fruitful discussion with other member states representatives during the meeting and also in the lunchtimes.
It was really useful because it clarified some points in the implementing procedures. We are going to explain them to our associated banks and try to help them to participate to the call that the managing authorities will do.
Further information about this event on the selection of bodies implementing financial instruments is available through the FICampus website's past event pages.